to 2018. For some reason I want to play the Star Trek Next Generation theme because that's some of my favorite music and one of my favorite TV shows. That really has nothing to do with 2018. It'd be really cool if they redid Next Generation. No, probably not. It would probably be bad. Anyway, I wanted to wish you guys happy 2018, Happy New Year, all that stuff, Happy Holidays, even though that's already happened. I got another little episode of Trial by Fire with you guys, but first I just want to talk about 2017, how great it was. I made that Valve video right at the very end of 2017, and that seemed to be pretty popular. I might make some longer, cool, informative videos like that in the future. I plan on getting like a new camera, maybe some new stuff so I can make better videos. Right now I'm using an old, it is 1080p, but an old camera my wife got a few years ago because my phone doesn't work anymore. So I think I'm going to get a new phone with a better camera and hopefully I can make higher quality videos. Anyway, happy 2018. Let's get on to it. Trial by Fire, episode 2. This Trial by Fire is about this instrument, which you may recognize as my main bass. You guys are going, wait, you've played this before, right? Yeah, I have played this instrument a not insignificant amount of times. I've played this valve section, just the valve section, for like a year and a half, I think, something like that. So I've had it for a while, obviously, and the tuning slide. Those have been together for quite some time. But I got this new bell more recently, not even a year ago at this point. And I got this slide much more recently, just a few months ago. And I got this lead pipe even more recently, just a couple months ago. So, yes, this is my main bass. These valves look familiar, and most of it has been pretty much the same, but it has been slowly changing over the last year and a half. And this setup I have not played really in an orchestra until 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago. So I had a gig over New Year's with my orchestra, San Luis Obispo Symphony. I am the third trombone there. I don't know if I don't get a principal bass trombone spot, but that's what I am. And we had a nice little Pops concert. And so this isn't so much a Trial by Fire just for the instrument, but also for me. It's not like I don't play in orchestras. I do quite, I'm not going to say quite often, but I do often here in the LA area. But this is my first gig with my actual orchestra that it's just me. I have a position in the orchestra. I also had no music the whole time until I showed up, so I sight read all of it in the first rehearsal. It's playing after traveling. I want to make a video about that actually. I am not very good about traveling somewhere and then playing immediately afterwards really well. Something about how my body responds to travel and maybe my mind as well just do not jive very well. I also had not shaved in like a week, and I forgot all my shaving stuff, so I had a pretty radical mustache and beard going. I just shaved today, so it's all gone, which is another detriment. I played not nearly as well with a bunch of facial hair as I do without. And I had to make a really good impression. It's my first time with my new conductor at the orchestra, with my section, all this kind of stuff. I want to make the orchestra think that I'm maybe actually qualified for the job. So it's not just a Trial by Fire for the instrument, but also for me. And things went well, things went not so well. I played pretty well the whole time, actually. The second rehearsal, the second day, I could have used some more warm-up, but I eventually got there. The set was pretty chop intensive. We had a bunch of waltzes that I had to play, and then Saison 3 I had to play the end of that, which is a pretty intense blow, lots of loud. What else was there? Phantom of the Opera, an arrangement I've played like a dozen times in undergrad. We also played that, and I played it way better this time than I ever have on it. It really made me happy to finally be able to just like kind of let loose on it. And the horn, since I thought I played pretty well, even with travel and the mustache and everything, and I think I made a pretty good impression. The horn may have let me down a couple ways. I was kind of surprised a little bit. The first rehearsal went pretty well. I think everyone was getting into it, so I didn't have to be 1,000,000%. I was still like 97%. The second rehearsal, I didn't get as much warm-up time, and I didn't feel nearly as good. And my articulations especially did not seem very good that night. We played Stars and Stripes in D, worst key ever, by the way. And there's the... I just played that very badly, but we played it a lot faster than that. And I could not articulate that to save my life. I think I was trying to double time at that point, and I just could not make it happen. Part of that was me, and part of that was I took my valves apart that night, and they were super nasty and dirty and not working very well, which kind of made me a little mad because I think it had only been maybe a week and a half since I had taken them apart and re-oiled them. I think that's my fault. When you play an instrument like this with FIIIRREEEs a lot, the valves are going to get gross faster. And I think I had just not really anticipated that. I had not done the maintenance ahead of time to be prepared. And the horn played a lot better the next night. I just was not super happy that had happened. Also, the front to the articulations. I had lots of accented notes and stuff. I could make it happen, but it seemed like a lot of effort. And I feel like maybe I'm going to put in a lot of work on just my face, myself, to see if it's just me. But I feel like maybe I need a slightly brighter lead pipe in this setup to make this work a little better. Also, I want to show you guys something. My slide, this is an Edwards dual bore slide, a DBN, which means dual bore, 562, 578 with a nickel crook. And I'm not sure if you guys can see it on the camera because it's kind of hard to see with my eyes, where the slide is torqued just slightly. If these guys are on this plane, the crook is on this plane. So the whole slide kind of slightly goes to that. I think I'm going to have this slide taken apart, put back together with no torque on it to see if that'll help. Also, have my green hoe nickel crook put on. The current crook on this is pushed in just a little bit. If I take this off, I don't think I can. I can get it most of the way off. The current crook is pushed in just a little bit. It's just got a little bit of a dent in it, and it's just kind of beat up. And I have this nice green hoe nickel crook that's made very well, maybe by MK Drawing, I'm not sure. But this is in great shape. I have a friend who has one of these on his Edwards slides, and I think he just said they're just a great way to improve the slide. So I might have that put in and keep the lead pipe as is, and see if my articulations kind of clean up. I think a lot of that is me. I don't think all of it is the instrument by any means. But I was just a little bit disappointed that I couldn't just really play through that. And I've kind of noticed that with this instrument and myself, just not really being able to cleanly play through scales or what have you. The way that actually is quite easy on most of my other instruments. I'm not really sure why that is. Could be completely me not being prepared to play through a dual bore and FIIIRREEEs. It could be the valves being leaky. It could be this slide is not in super great shape. It could be that my lead pipe is a little too open for this application. I'm not totally sure. I have a bunch of changes down the pipe for this. I have like a new tuning slide that's on the way. A copper tuning slide. Obviously the slide is going to get worked on. Here's a good demonstration of why the slide is not flat. Yeah, I've got some changes on the way. I also may sell this valve set, these two FIIIRREEEs, and get some different valves down the point sometime in the near future, because this is proving to be a very good backup instrument. I could see myself using this by itself for a while as I get new valves put on this bell section. So there we go, trial by fire. We got some negatives, we got some positives. I had a lot of compliments about my sound, about my playing in the concert. They seemed to be pretty happy with it. The director himself was like, great, good job trombones. So I think it went well. I think everyone heard good things, but I'm not really happy with my own playing, which is just fine. That's kind of how it should be. Make everyone else impressed and keep improving yourself. So there we go. Trial by Fire, episode 2. I lost my lighter. There it is. And it's a little bit of information about my main horn. See you guys next time.